Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. Thomas Church in Detroit. We're continuing our series of daily morning meditations where we generally look at one or another of the lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the daily office lectionary. And today is Sunday. Hurrah! We are gathering together to glorify God, to be edified in hearing his holy word proclaimed. We are to be encouraged in the gathering together of the faithful, and most importantly, we are to be fed by Jesus himself in the Blessed Sacrament of his own body and blood. So I do hope that you are planning, if you're anywhere in Metro Detroit, to be with us here. And if you're not coming to worship here, you are in a church worshiping and receiving the Blessed Sacrament. Unless you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you have no life in you. So it's so vitally important for the sake of your soul to be doing so. Today, let's take a look at the lessons assigned for morning prayer. It's interesting that the lessons assigned for morning and evening prayer on Sunday don't follow the lectionary as we do Monday through Saturday. We work our way sequentially through them. But we do jump back. The second lesson is from John's Gospel, and it's John 4, 1 through 14. So again, the lesson we did on Wednesday is the second lesson for morning prayer. But the first lesson is from the book of the prophet Isaiah, and it's a supporting reading for the lessons that you'll hear at Holy Communion, which is the wedding feast of Cana in Galilee. But it's yet that and more so. Isaiah 41, verses 8 through 10 and 17 through 20. But thou, Israel, thou art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with my right hand of my righteousness. When the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, the Lord, will hear them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. I will open rivers in high places, and fountains in the midst of valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and dry land springs of water. I will plant in the wilderness the cedar, and the shittah tree, and the myrtle, and the oil tree. I will set in the desert a fir tree, and the pine, and the box tree together, that they may see and know and consider and understand together that the hand of the Lord hath done this. The Holy One of Israel hath created it. Okay, so the first half, Isaiah is beginning to talk about the restoration of Israel. The rest of the chapter, the verses we skipped, 11 through 16, have to do with the other nations and the fact that they have turned to pagan gods, and they're not worshiping the true God as the people of Israel should be doing, because it's been revealed to them through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So he says, Thou art Israel, thou art my servant, Jacob whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. He's identifying them as members of this original covenant. But then, just as we hear in John's Gospel at morning prayer, as well as what we read on Wednesday, we hear Jesus say that he is the living water. So we think about that when we hear this from Isaiah. When God talks about that the poor and the needy will seek water, and there's none, and their tongues fall for thirst. I, the Lord, will hear them. I will not forsake them. I will open rivers in high places and fountain in the midst of valleys. So we do know that God did exactly that. Water flowed from the rock when people were in exile, or people were escaping from slavery in Egypt. God opened up the springs, and we do know that God's promised to send them water for those in need as an anticipation in the book of Isaiah the prophet. Ultimately, we look much further forward when Jesus, who proclaims himself that very same living water. So today is Sunday. I hope you're here for worship, 7:30 morning prayer, 8 o'clock Holy Communion, 10 o'clock Holy Communion, 5:30 evening prayer, and the opportunity to receive communion. And I hope to see you here in church to worship. And may God grant you a Sunday that is full of blessings.